You may have recently come across a trend on TikTok and other social media platforms about supermarkets that were once thriving businesses until one day they were suddenly abandoned with all of the produce left inside to rot for months, turning the place into a biohazard. This topic seemed to intrigue a lot of people. Why were the supermarkets abandoned? What happened after they were abandoned? And where did the owners go? The most famous case of an abandoned supermarket that you've probably seen is the Mexia Supermarket. It's pretty much the market that started the trend. A lot of people like to talk about the supermarket itself, but what about the lost media surrounding it? You see, Mexia was one of the most documented abandoned supermarket incidents, with a lot of footage and photos and even news stations airing segments about it. Yet, a lot of this media is lost, but as a result of the recent trend, there have been some new findings surrounding the supermarket in 2025, more than 25 years after the initial incident. Let's get into it. In the summer of 1999, Mexia Supermarket, a Fort Worth, Texas grocery store, was shut down after its owners declared bankruptcy 3 months following its abandonment. City officials would later discover that everything was left inside of the supermarket to decay for months, creating an extremely biohazardous environment. The supermarket was established by Advanced Investment Corp. after they obtained a $975,000 business loan from Comerica Bank, Texas, to be paid over 15 years. You see, the building that Mexia Supermarket was in wasn't always a supermarket. It used to be a store called Denal's, and this building had a dark past. In 1994, a manager at Denal's was confronted by a robber. The manager was forced into the office to open a safe, and unfortunately, the robber ended the manager's life, leaving his body in a freezer. To this day, no one knows who the robber was. Mexia Supermarket opened 3 years after this incident took place, in 1997, but by 1999, the owners owed over $1 million to various creditors and defaulted on their loan payments. This was the beginning of the most infamous abandoned supermarket biohazard incident. In a normal situation, Mexia's leftover stock would have been gotten rid of, whether through a clearance, being thrown out in the garbage, or given to a food bank, particularly since Mexia was located in a low-income neighborhood. But that's not what happened here. Shortly after the store was abandoned, the electricity was shut off, and within hours, the meat and fish in the store began to decompose, while the fruit and vegetables were over-ripening and beginning to rot. The smell of rotting produce and meat attracted thousands of insects and rodents. The species quickly consumed these spoiled products, which allowed them to multiply even further. The building became so toxic that deadly gas enveloped the vicinity, considerably depleting the available oxygen within. By the 20th of October 1999, residents began complaining of a growing stench sourced within Mexia. People started experiencing headaches just walking through a nearby street. Others were complaining that they couldn't even turn on their air conditioner because it would attract the ever-worsening smell. Just 1 week after the complaints began, Fort Worth officials started investigating and attempting to find the owners, to absolutely no luck. Since the owners were nowhere to be found and nobody was taking responsibility, the city decided that they had to clean the mess themselves. Any workers that entered the buildings had to wear hazmat suits, masks, and had oxygen tanks. And they would need to be decontaminated before they were allowed to safely exit the building. This is where we finally get to the lost media. The incident remained obscure outside of Fort Worth, aside from a few news reports that were broadcast on television. That was until footage of the incident was included in an episode on a show called Life After People. This show explored what would happen to the planet if humans suddenly disappeared, and one of the episodes was about Mexia. The episode was titled The Last Supper and was broadcast on the History Channel in January of 2010. This particular episode talks about what would happen to humanity's food supply if all humans were suddenly wiped out, and they used Mexia Supermarket as a case study, basically saying that within 3 months of humanity being wiped out, every supermarket on planet Earth would suffer the same horrific fate as Mexia. But the thing is, the footage that was used in that episode couldn't really be found anywhere else, and that created an interest in finding the entire film reel that they used part of in the episode. In 2023, a person by the name of Mac Hale looked at the credits in the episode and discovered that a section called Archival Stills and Footage was credited forwarded to the Environmental Management Department of the city of Fort Worth. He contacted the current supervisor of Fort Worth Environmental Management, who responded and told them that the clips utilized in the episode were recorded by McClurg. Unfortunately, McClurg had already passed away, and the radical changes in the Environmental Management Department largely contributed to the tapes becoming lost. Following this, McHale emailed the special collections at a nearby university, which is North Texas University. They had found a logbook confirming that footage was taken on the 16th of November 1999, though the footage was never digitized and the university could no longer provide digitization upon request. McHale also contacted photographer Ron Jenkins, who was credited with taking photos of Mexia during the cleanup process regarding the location of the full quality of photos that he took. Jenkins responded that they likely reside within the Southwest collection of the University of Texas at Arlington. In February of 2024, copies of his photos as well as others from the university were obtained by Lost Media Wiki user Nicolette Astor and shared with McHale. After that, it was mostly quiet, with nothing much being found until the TikTok trend happened. In June of 2025, a TikTok user by the name of Juice uploaded a video featuring footage taken by his parents driving past the supermarket on the 26th of November 1999. It also included B-roll footage about the 1994 murder incident when the building was still called Denals. That same month, Discord user Ash successfully requested a digitization of the footage from the University of North Texas for use in a personal video project. McHale forwarded Ash the list of possible Mexia-related segments from the digitized NBC logbook of the university website. Discord user Swift and P2Baby kept an email communication with the university throughout the process of digitization. And on July 9th, 2025, Kong M&G uploaded a video about the Mexia Supermarket containing new photos of the store from the 3rd of November 1999 when hazmat workers first showed up on the site. They were obtained by emailing the environmental department directly. On the 15th of July, Discord user biscuit_numbers found clips from footage.net supplied by the CONUS archive. Metadata shows they were online since November of 2012, sitting there in plain sight waiting to be found. And on the 18th of July 2025, a video compiling news footage from the incident and the CONUS clips were uploaded by Biscuit. That footage is the footage you've been watching this entire time, and without these people's work, this video would have never been possible, so a huge shout out to all of the people that worked on finding the footage. And that is how the search stands as of now. Not everything has been found, but I think in the past couple months alone, a great deal of lost media regarding the incident was found. I think it's really cool to see something that happened so long ago gain interest and has people making finds about it 26 years later. Let me know what you think about the Mexia Supermarket incident, and if you'd like to see more videos like this. A like and sub would be truly appreciated, and comment down below what you'd like me to cover next. Also, I am aware that I probably butchered the name of the supermarket, and I know it might be pronounced a little bit differently, but I couldn't really get to pronounce it right, so I didn't really want to make a horrible attempt at pronouncing it every time I mentioned it. So yeah, I'm sorry for not pronouncing it the way it should be, but I hope you liked the video either way. See ya!